Excuse me.
Mom gave me I'm sorry. I forgot that I mute because, okay, I was doing recording off stream, and I didn't want like random noises in the house to end up in the recording, and I forgot that I muted myself in OBS and not just my fucking mic. My bad. Hello, I am here. We have a new background. I hope you like it. Thank Mama Burb. Okay, thank Rico for this. She found it, and I was like, perfect. And I bought it. Yeah. It also comes with a stream schedule that I will be using from now on in the newsletter if you're subscribed to the newsletter. So you will see the matching thingy there. If you do. I'm actually going crazy. My eye will not stop twitching. I don't know if it's because I spent literally all day playing Hollow Knight, but my eye will not stop. Well, not Hollow Knight, but Silksong. But you know what I fucking mean? But my eye, it won't stop. I'm going crazy. I don't know why I was doing that. Don't poke me. That doesn't help. Get the fuck out of here. Get out. Get out, you. Bitch. The fuck. I'm complaining about my eye, and my husband over here like, what if I poke it? Will that make it stop twitching? Stop. Not you too. Get out of here. So the game I want to play today, I may or may not get banned for. So we're gonna see. It doesn't say that it has graphic sexual content, but it does say it has off-scene things or off-screen things. So I might have to like mute. I really don't fucking know what that entails. But it's not like categorized on Steam as like cock and balls, so like maybe we'll be okay. I don't really know, man. I'm gonna try my best, but I really want to play this game and like show you guys the level of fucked up visual novels that I enjoy. Like for those of you who have played the Nitro Troll games, you probably already know what I enjoy, but like for those of you who haven't, from what I understand of this visual novel, it's called Obscura. It's pretty fucked up. Basically you are a part of like the underground black market. There's like human trafficking, all sorts of bad stuff, drugs, alcohol, lots of shit, right? And like there's these like the things that they do down here are so awful that everyone wears masks because nobody wants to give away their identity. That's how bad it is. And so I think we're one of the trafficked people, but I'm not sure because we also have a mask. So I don't know exactly our relationship, or no, maybe we aren't, because I do remember one of the love interests is like our boss, but maybe we're like one of the people on the like the lowest rung, right? I'm not exactly sure how that works, how that's going, but I thought that was an interesting game, and it's pretty. It's super pretty. The artwork is beautiful. I was made aware, however, because one person was a whiny bitch, that apparently the only characters that are actually drawn are the love interests. Literally every other character is just a shadow figure. But I have no problem with that. Because who cares about side characters? That was the problem with me with Hakuoki. In Hakuoki, every character has their own design, right? Except for like, Grunt number 4, right? And so like, I got attached to characters I couldn't date, and it fucking pissed me off. Let me pull up the game. I heard that the music in the game is pretty banger as well. So I'm gonna let you know that there is 2 chapters out right now, but the devs have requested words. These are words, right? So the devs have requested that streamers only stream the first chapter, which is the demo. If you guys, and I could possibly do a little bit more, but I would have to like calculate whatever 20% of the second chapter is. And I love y'all, but I ain't fucking doing that. So we are playing the first chapter and just the first chapter. And it has like 1 million content warnings. So I do believe I sent the link to the content warnings to my mods. So if one of the mods could throw up the content warnings and like pin it, that would be super cool. It's a laundry list. So like if you can't handle it, that's totally okay, and like I understand. Here, I'll repost it in case you guys didn't see it. But it's a long list. And I appreciate that like the creators really went out of their way to make sure that people knew that this game was like, hey, this game is a little fucked up. I hope you don't mind. You know what I mean? So I just pulled up the game too, and it literally has another warning to let you know when you start the game. So like there's no excuse for not knowing that this game is fucked up, okay? Fucked up. So let me games in there. So I think since everything's off screen, like worst comes to worst, I cut the sound for like the game. You know what I mean? Just cut it right off. If it gets a little too graphic in the sound area, but I'm pretty sure visually we're safe. Okay, so let me pop over to gaming. Oh, actually, before I go over there, I'll show you, I also have our BRB screen's also pretty now too. Yay! Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. I'm going back now. Okay, so let's let me fix myself. Okay. Well, actually, what the fuck? No. I gotta like, hello. Finagle my camera so that it works. All right, and that is not what I wanted to do. You know, being a VTuber fucking sucks. Okay. Let's see. Where is... I have like a bunch of shit here I really need to delete because I don't even use it anymore. And I just scroll through a bunch of shit I don't use. Okay, where is the game? It's not the Edge Game Assist, is it? No. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay, I found it. All right. Oh, sorry. So the previous thing, I clicked on it by accident, but the previous thing said, warning, Obscura is basically a fucked up game. There's like human trafficking, drugging, sex violence, all that fun stuff. Okay, so like it's 18 plus, okay, but this is 18 plus tween, so we're fine. All right. Okay, and then this one says, warning, Obscura contains instances of rapidly flashing images and text effects. Those effects can be turned off in the preferences menu under the flashing visual options. Hello, dreamers, welcome. Thank you, I appreciate it. I already have an epilepsy warning on this stream because y'all used to flashbang me, so we should be all right. Thank you so much for your support. Enjoy. Yeah, this is the music from the trailer, and I digged it so much. Like, can you see why I said we're gonna play this? Yeah, you get it? You understand? You understand, guys?
Oh no, he's hot!
Oh, there's quite a few of them, yeah. All right, we're gonna start. What's your safe word? Why was that written so slow? Pumpkin? Why is... Okay, hold on. We'll do Lily, all right? That's what we'll do. If you ever need or want to pause gameplay, you can press the safe word button in the top right corner that pauses the game and takes you to the safe word menu. What does that mean? Huh? Welcome to Aftercare Screen. This is your safe space, a calm, judgment-free zone. It will always be accessible to you. There are several options you can do here to take a deep breath and select what feels best. I want to talk to one-on-one with the main character. I want to be guided through Aftercare on my own. That's interesting. Okay. We're gonna get fucked up. The X key will also take you directly to the safe word menu during gameplay. So it does. Okay, cool. Leaving the safe word menu will take you back to the game. The safe word button is hidden by default, but can always be seen by mousing over the top right window. Oh, I see. So desu ne. It can be made always visible in the preferences menu. Please enjoy Obscura. These people really went out of their way to like be like, this game is messed up, and if you need time to yourself, that's okay. Dude, I actually really appreciate that because like, I don't know, I really consume a lot of dark media, but I know that there's a lot of people who are like newbies to dark media and are like, whoa, this is too much. And then they freak the fuck out. All right. No one goes into the mountain without a reason. Gate guard. Purpose of business. Buying. No one takes their past into the mountain. How are you going to pay? Some funds, some work. Good luck with that. Everyone knows what it means when you go. No one says anything about it. Give me your bags. The guard looks through my things with perfect efficiency. Bored, they start asking me questions. What are you going to be called down there? Oh, we can choose our gender. I'm going to go he, him. Vesper is our default name, and I kind of really dig it, so I'm going to keep it. Vesper. Good choice. You have a mask, Mr. Vesper? No one would sell me one. Not a problem here. If you're buying, we're selling. The gate guard waves the masks hanging around the entrance, perhaps once worn by other visitors. The masks are an old custom, plausible deniability. We're all faceless strangers under the mountain. Pick your poison. Charcoal-colored one with worn lace and gold trim. Cream-colored one with flowery details painted across the left side. The burgundy-colored one with swirling embossed patterns. Burgundy. Gotta go burgundy. I take my mask off the wall and fit it to my face. It weighs on my head, but my mind feels lighter. I see my reflection in the mirror. Oh, cool. So that's what we look like. That's the mask we chose. That's pretty cool looking. The people under the mountain have beautiful taste. I hand the gate guard the money owed. Welcome to the marketplace. I step aside, allowing me passage into the tunnel in the side of the mountain. I begin my descent. At first, I have to wonder if I have been tricked in some way. The passage grows narrow, the air stale, and the path uneven. I am walking by the last feeble threads of light that reach this deep. Hold on, the cat's opened up the door. Not to annoy everybody else in this house with me just chatting away. The cats are like, busting door. Oh, Jesus. I burped while I was talking. I'm so sorry. Sorry. As where we were. But then I see something. A shimmering pale blue glow from around a corner. I fight through the narrowing walls until I am able to turn the corner. The passage suddenly widens. Then it opens. Is the volume for the music okay? For you guys? I'm going to assume yes. Yes, good, okay. I step from the passage into a caravan, so massive I can hardly see the end of it. The marketplace. There are several masked people who are seated or leaning against the walls around this little entryway, and now they are approaching me. Welcome, newcomer. A fresh face. Someone new could use a guide, couldn't they? Hucksters, or perhaps petty thieves looking for an easy mark. My valuables are kept under my heavy robe, safe from pickpockets. I steel myself and march forward, past the strangers. There is no logic to this place. A fishmonger selling dried and salted fish sits next to a bookseller with stacks of forbidden tomes. A fungus man and a bird keeper are bickering. If they weren't obvious scams, I could have taken one of the offers for a guide and saved myself some time. At first, I glanced at each stall in turn. One here, nearest to the entry tunnel. All of the stalls are selling simple amenities or cheap thrills. The sorts of things a departing traveler might want to have when they ascend. Not what I'm looking for. It's not here. Well, I suppose it wouldn't be. Asking one of the sellers, I get directions. The rough walls of this cavern, shifting and trembling, is unsteady candle, and glowworm light slowly turns smooth where natural walls turn to human carved. The ramshackle stalls turn to ramshackle buildings, to painted and varnished walls. The quality of goods on sale is improving as well. The cheap basics are behind me. Ahead are the rare, the luxurious, and the illicit. The real reason anyone comes here. Seeing the sign for an apothecary, an easy recognizable serpent coiling around a staff, I slip inside. Welcome. The shopkeeper is masked, of course, but that is not what grabs my attention. The din of hundreds of voices selling and buying and negotiating in the echoing caves is muffled, but not by much. This is because while the apothecary has 4 walls, there is no roof over the store. Newcomer, huh? What? You must be a fresh arrival. And why would you say that? You're staring where the ceiling should be. Ah. I suppose in a city with no sun or rain, roofs are unnecessary. Only thing a roof keeps out in the marketplace is thieves. A common weather pattern here? Far too common. I make an effort to examine the apothecary's mask. It's plain, plainer even than mine. Perhaps he is frugal, or perhaps he is poor by the standards of the marketplace. Well, you weren't driven in here by the weather. What do you need? Excuse me. I'm looking for lunar ichor. Lunar? What the fuck does that mean? Moon blood? I resist the urge to explain my circumstances to the shopkeeper. No matter how meaningless or petty they seem, my secrets are one of the few resources I have in these depths. You have expensive tastes or terrible luck. What I don't have is lunar ichor. Is that something you can remedy, apothecary? No. If money is concerned, I can make arrangements. It's not the money. I could never afford to stock that damnable ichor. Even if I could, I doubt I would be able to stomach it. The rumors were true then. That is unfortunate. Where does one go then to find that damnable ichor? Smuggler dens, the vaults of the lords of the market, or perhaps you could take a knife to the lunar god. Failing that, the auction house may provide. It's the largest house this side of the ruby walls. Be nice to the shopkeeper, we mean no harm. Listen, we are not a nice person. We're here. It even has a roof. The apothecary cannot see my smile, but I hope he can hear it. I thank you for your timely advice, sir. Save your thanks for the lunar god. It'll be a miracle if you get that ichor. You know, we have a lunar god, so we have some sort of like mythos going on in this world. I take my leave of the shop. The noise rises again from loud to deafening. There are tunnels and additional caverns in all directions, but I continue the way I was going. If the walls are getting smoother and the buildings more beautiful, then I am approaching the richest part of the market. It stands to reason that is where the auction house will be. Keeping my eyes up, it takes no time to find the auction house. It is as the I have said that word like 5 times now. Why am I fucking it up now? It is, as the apothecary said, the largest house this side of the ruby walls. There are long chains of glowworms draped over the promised ridge roof that dangle and sway as the air shifts in the cavern. Why do I keep saying caravan? Cavern. My eye keeps twitching and it's really bothering me. The building itself is deep, garnet red with gilded trim. Message received. You're very wealthy, whoever built this. The doors, covered in tiny engravings impossible to interpret in the dim light, are wide open. Bright lamplight pours into the street. People are freely milling in and out, and so I slip inside. I am underdressed for the occasion, but neither the guards standing at the doors move to stop me. We got a cool statue inside. What is he, wrestling snakes? That's cool. The sound of the outside suddenly dims, and I have to blink against the comparative brightness. I can hear my own muffled footsteps as I cross the floor deeper into the auction house. The whispered conversations, though through masks, make a thin fog of sound compared to the din outside. The signs are in a language I do not recognize, but I can make some educated guesses. The ornate double doors, standing locked and guarded, must lead to the actual auction hall. There is a short, uncarpeted hall with gleaming polished floors lined with several doors. After a second, I see a giggling pair exit one of the rooms and straighten their clothes. That explains that, then. There is one door that is a little more than a window on hinges, left open. I peer inside for a second, only to see an ordinary office. Come in. The stranger sitting behind the desk waves to me, and so I step inside. Pardon me, I didn't mean to intrude. You can intrude on the bookkeeper. I must always be available. You must be? How else would anyone check to ensure I'm not meddling in the books? Does it really come to that? Well, I have no such concerns. A buyer, are you? Couldn't I simply be a browser? You really believe someone would come to the marketplace to auction the house just looking to see what they find? I suppose someone must have in all of history. Well, if that's the scale of your measuring by, you, however, are not here to browse. No, I'm not. You're right. I am here to buy. Shall I show you the catalog for next auction? I would appreciate it. Why are you poking me? What the fuck? What the fuck? The bookkeeper stands and hands me a sizable booklet. Do not damage it. Do not leave it here with it. Welcome, Broken. Thank you for the follow. I hope you enjoy it here in the crypt. They open a drawer to the desk and hold up a knife. It's a little thing, but I have no doubt they could kill me with it. Then they sit again and resume their work. I flip through the book. There are objects of unimaginable value, works of art by artists even I know by name, an exquisite jeweled tiara fit for any princess, the deed to a country manor on the surface. Then there are the wonders I could have never dreamt of. The bird wreathed in flames that never burns, the still beating bloodstone heart of some rock nymph, a potion of clear vision. I flip a page and am met with the miserable exposed face of a young adult. Their posture is low and defeated, but they are beautiful. The text informs me that whatever is paid at the auction will be sent to their family within the mountain. Surely not. I flip the page again. There are no other people in the catalog, but one is enough to turn my stomach. Thank you, bookkeeper. Finished already? What I want isn't in there. And what is it you want? I'll check the history. See when it was last sold. I bite my tongue for a moment. Lunar Ichor. An unlucky one, aren't we? I couldn't say. If you would, bookkeeper. They shuffle through a notebook. I try to read the text, but it's nearly impossible to interpret their faint pencil scratchings. More bad luck to heap on your pile, I'm afraid. The last sale was 3 months back. It's unlikely we'll get another sale for months yet, unless someone new comes with stock. Couldn't be easy, could it? And what was the final price for it? For a lot of 12. The number they tell me is stomach tripping. I could not gather those funds in a lifetime. Even divided 12 ways, the price for a single vial is well beyond my means. My life savings weigh heavily in the coin purse under my robe. Dead weight, it seems. But your silence, I guess you don't have the money. Thank you for your time. I try to keep my voice neutral. When I leave the auction house, I momentarily lose my sight and hearing as I adjust again to the dim, echoing cavern. I don't notice the direction my feet are taking me. My hopes for a quick visit to the marketplace have been thoroughly dashed. Now I have to determine what to do. I'll think better after some rest. I can't afford to give up. I think resting is good. If we push ourselves too much in a new place, we're going to make mistakes and get taken advantage of. At the moment, I don't trust myself to make a sensible choice. Staying on guard here in the marketplace is exhausting, and my feet ache from climbing the mountain. I need some kind of rest before I have the energy to determine what to do next. I stop by a stall and ask directions for a decent inn, rest stop, public house, anything. Following the directions through a short tunnel, I wander through a quieter district of the marketplace. Though quiet is relative. The guest house is a challenge to find. Though I hesitate to call the ground down walking paths roads, there are rest houses lining them on either side. The Leaping Bear, the guest house recommended to me, is nothing remarkable. The building has a roof, but the building itself is mostly made of raw wood. The brass doorknob is smooth under my hand, polished by the thousands of guests who would come and go. Inside, the atmosphere is boisterous, but on the scale of a handful of people singing and drinking a song. Singing a drinking song. singing and drinking a song. I need my eyes checked. The chaos outside is already muffled and distant. Bare-masked caretaker. Welcome. The woman who approaches has her face fully covered in a bear mask, but her neckline is untied and exposed. I'm having a hard time reading today, guys. Oh my god. I wonder who she works for. Hello, I was told this is a good establishment to stay the night. You were told right. Except the part about night. Here, there's no real difference between night and day. Plenty of folks up all hours of the day, as you do, just sleeping when they're tired and forgetting the sun ever existed. I see. The bare-masked woman who makes me sign into a guest book and pay for the night. You have the room for 24 hours. If you're staying longer, I expect you to pay for more time. If you don't, you might find all your things at a moon shrine. I'll remember. Thank you. Okay, so we have a lunar god and a moon shrine. So they definitely have some sort of like night worship thing. And you'll be needing these. She hands me a dull metal medallion on a leather strung. Guys, I should quit today. I should quit trying to talk. I can't speak. My eye won't stop twitching. I'm gonna scream. She hands me a dull metal medallion on a leather string and a key. Dear Rufus over there. She gestures to a mountain of a man, also in a bear mask, standing by a door. Make sure only the guests go to the rooms. That medallion proves you're a guest. Don't lose it. Or else I'll find my things at a moon shrine. Pick things up quickly, you do. Seems like an important skill to have here. Quite right. She gets back to her business, so I approach the mountain of a man guarding the door to the rooms. Hello, Rufus. I hold up the medallion and wait. I'm not about to rush a man with a bat, especially one as bloodstained as his. Then he nods, and I am granted passage. He watches me go to my assigned room. I suppose it's a good measure to prevent theft, but then so is a bloodstained bat. Sleep doesn't come easily at first. How can I risk sleeping in the marketplace? But it does come for me. In the morning, or what my body decides is morning, my resolve has hardened. Leaving the marketplace without lunar ichor would render everything I've done pointless. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I stopped trying. I'm able to order something like breakfast from the Leaping Bear's kitchen, and then sit deep in thought staring at a bowl of porridge. Getting a bowl of porridge at a Leaping Bear Inn is just really funny to me. I feel like that's got to be intentional, but that's funny. Eating this mask is a bit of a bother. I have to navigate the spoon around the mask. There's clasps, you know. I start at the sudden appearance of the prophetess. What? Feel along the sides of the mask. There should be pins or clasps holding the bottom part. I do as she said and find the clasps holding the two parts of my mask together. Well, I feel like a proper fool. It already feels strange having my mouth exposed, like a funny kind of nudity. Newcomers are all a bit foolish. That's part of their charm. Thank you, I think. Just keep your wits about you. You'll live. You make it sound so dire. Well, you're here, aren't you? Huh, you're not wrong. No one comes here without good reason, I should think. What's yours? A personal matter. Buying or selling? That's all there is down here, after all. Buying. Something I might not be able to afford, it turns out. That won't narrow things down too much for her. Well, depends how you try to buy things, doesn't it? Money will get you anywhere if you have enough of it, but there's other roads out there. Is that something you'd know a lot about? I couldn't say. I only know what stories the guests bring in. She says it flippantly, enough that there must be story there, but I resist the urge to dig. Then I suppose my next job is to find what paths I can use. Thank you. Oh, no problem. The masks trouble everyone at first. You'll just ask for Bruna if you have any more problems. I'll be happy to help. So her name's Bruna. Hey, Sea Squirrel, welcome. I haven't seen you in forever. Seeing the cracked neck, hope nothing serious. No, we're fine. Everything is fine. Money won't get me Lunar Ichor, but something else might. Influence, friendship, violence, guile. My body, if it comes down to it, anything. There's a lot to think about. Am I going to stay at a guest house for weeks or months? What possible ways are there to get Lunar Ichor? Always happy to see. Ah, thank you. I do want to give a heads up. This game is fucked up as shit, and it has a whole bunch of trigger warnings if you want to read them up there. Let's start with one foot in front of the other. Over the next several days, I get to learn the layout of the marketplace. It's an ever-shifting rat's nest of stalls and passages and unmanageable pathways, but there are some fixed landmarks. I can navigate somewhat comfortably by those landmarks when they are visible. One evening, based on my own internal clock, the properties of the Leaping Bear hints over a meal that as long as I am well behaved, she would be willing to extend more generous long-term rates to me. I wasn't planning to misbehave, even less so with Rufus keeping an eye on me, and so that settles the matter of lodging for the moment. As for the Lunar Ichor, I am at a loss. It is rare, absurdly rare, and based on the reactions of those I speak to about it, some aspect of it is very taboo. Meh, trigger warning's been through a lot already, as long as the game is respectful. I hope so, I really don't know. All I know is that we are in basically anything goes black market, and we are looking for Lunar Ichor. Why? I don't even know. But apparently everyone we come across who has heard us ask for it, they're like, unlucky. So whatever we need it for, probably not a good thing. Likely the condition it treats. Oh, so someone must be sick, either us or a family member. Gotta be. I'm wandering one of the quieter passages, clearly natural by how uneven the ground is. It's mostly homes built on whatever smooth patch of stone the builder could find. But there is one that towers over the rest, a tall church with heavy oaken doors. Where normally I would expect to see golden 10-point solar sigil, instead there is a more simplistic crescent-shaped one, the lunar sigil. Okay, so we also have a solar sigil, so we worship the moon and the sun. Ah, I suppose the solar god isn't much help down here. I have seen the eerie blue-green lights of the glowworms and the smoky gold of lanterns, but I have not seen the sun since I started my descent. Churches dedicated to the lunar god exist outside of the mountain, but not in any significant numbers. The lunar god, Lunar Ichor, it can't hurt to ask, could it? I'm not sure I believe that the lunar god must bleed for there to be Lunar Ichor, but there's no harm in checking. Hey, stop! Are you okay, little girl? She army crawled over here and then laid down. You okay? Okay. Yep, if the game is bullshit, it's bullshit, but I don't want to hurt your channel promoting bad things. No, yeah, absolutely. If it comes to a point where it's something shitty, and I'm like, ooh, I don't agree with that, I'll stop playing it. Don't you worry. I halt in my path instinctively, although after a moment I can see no one was speaking to me. Instead, there was a raucous crowd gathering just down the tunnel, shouting and tussling. A few people in Altarian masks and what look like uniforms are trying to push their way through. Looks like trouble. So we can run to the safety of the church, stay and see what happens next, leave. Miri, welcome. Hello. Just to give you a warning, this game is fucked up, so check out the warnings, and if you can't handle any of them, totally okay, I understand. So we can either run to the safety, stay. I'm a chismo, so I'm so sorry. I'm gonna stay. Idle curiosity keeps me where I am, watching the ruckus of the crowd intensify. Very suddenly, one of the members of the crowd breaks away and sprints directly towards me. I start moving backwards, trying to step aside. I misjudge my step and stumble, and fling a hand out in an attempt to find my balance. The sprinter slows down very slightly as they get closer to me, slow enough to catch my hand and jerk me forward. I try and pull my hand away, but it's impossible. The runner pulls me along and I have to use all my force to keep up. Stop! Thief! Thief? I cannot help my astonished outburst. What? Like you're surprised? Oh, this is one of the love interests. I saw him in the previews. We pelt down a tunnel. Many of the people step aside for us, hardly surprised by a pair of sprinting away from a collection of uniformed officials. I wouldn't want to be involved either. The runner takes a sharp turn, nearly wrenching my arm from its socket. I yelp as I follow along. Then we take a turn into some sort of business establishment. The runner does not slow down for a second, as the shopkeeper opens their back door for us and closes it once we're through. They love you. The back alley we're in is uncomfortably cramped, and we have to shuffle through. Hold on. All at once the thief turns, grasps my shoulders, and pushes me backwards until I'm pinned against a wall. What the? Shh, shh, shh. We're both panting. The thief leans in until I'm nearly pressed body to body with them. Stay quiet for 20 seconds. Helpless, I have to follow the thief's lead. I do everything in my power to breathe silently and try to tuck myself behind this stranger. After a count of 30, the thief gives me space. What was all that for? Oh, I guess the people were probably running by and he was trying to shut us up. Who are you, exactly? Vesper. Okay, Vesper, do you trust me? The fuck no, do you look at yourself? Please zoom in more. No, I don't trust you. I don't trust anyone here, bro. Not remotely. Should I? No, you shouldn't. But if you don't want to get arrested, you should still come with me. I didn't do shit. On another merry chase through the marketplace. Somewhere we can cool off. They didn't see your mask, so once the trail gets cold in 20-ish hours, you can go. Have this escaping business down to an art, do you? Wouldn't be here if I didn't. Wouldn't be here if I didn't. Well then, thief, steal me away. Keep quiet until I tell you it's all right to speak again. Not yet. What's your name, thief? You've got mine. I'm a thief. I'm supposed to take things. Do you want me to call you thief while we're walking around? Would you like that kind of attention? Ugh, you're not always going to be this mouthy, right? Depends how much you deserve it. Call me Kier. Pleased to meet you, Kier. Really? Not yet. And now you're going to shut up. Fine. I didn't say you could talk yet. I've grown comfortable with the anonymity of my mask, and it's a great shame I can't know Kier what exactly can't show Kier what exactly I think of his sass. To be fair, he's probably thinking the same thing. We sneak through the back alleys, shuffling between buildings that seem to be leaning into each other. I have no idea where we are at this point. I've lost sight of my usual landmarks, and there's every chance I'm in a cavern I've never and there's every chance I'm in a cavern I've never explored before. Kier, at least, looks like to be completely comfortable navigating this space. We stop at a dead end. Or at least it looks to be a dead end for a moment. Kier shoves aside a collection of heavy planks and a short, narrow passage is revealed. Watch your step. We have to crouch and nearly crawl through the passage, but it's mercifully short. It leads into a small open space behind several rough-built houses. At least, I think they're houses. A lanky teen staring down from behind a scrappy, stiffened fabric mask. Hey. We're sunstone polishers. Don't mind us. Okay. What was that? A code phrase? Still no talking. I roll my eyes behind the privacy of my mask. When I take real stock of my surroundings, I'm in a strange place with a man I cannot trust, and I only know about one exit, the one behind me. I kind of love the artwork, right? I really enjoyed like the art style as a whole, and like the UI and everything. I don't know, it's really pretty. We can either take off or stay. I think I have a feeling he's gonna fucking come after us if we don't stay. So I'm gonna stay. I can't try and flee now and risk the danger of chase. And what if those authorities who were chasing us find me? Patience. Kier shoves past the teen and I follow close behind. Wherever we are, I feel safer with him than alone. We squeeze between two houses and end up on a busy, cramped road. The glowworm light that illuminates all caverns is mostly blocked out by the homes on either side of us. Then we're in a small square of sorts. It's an open space with mostly sturdy buildings of this area all around, and there's paths leading away in all directions. It's dark, but I can see a glimpse of masks in the shutters that crack open to watch us. Kier! Hey, I'm home. This is the first time I've heard any warmth in his voice. It's such a strange, abrupt change, I cannot believe it's the same man behind the mask. A child jumps from the low second-story window, landing on Kier's back. Hey, give a man a warning! You're gonna break my back! No way! You menace. He reaches around and pulls the kid off of him, holding them up by one arm. The kid is kicking and wiggling and laughing. You better say sorry, or you'll be stuck there forever. Haha, sorry. Kier lets the kid down. Sorry you're so old. The kid and a few of their friends pelt away and Kier protests loudly, but even I can hear him smiling. Kier, who's this? Someone plucks at my long sleeve, tugging my arm. I twist away sharply. That's Vesper, or so he told me. Do I get to speak yet? No, I liked the silence. Well, I think you've enjoyed enough of that. Could never get enough. I am called Vesper, though you can decide whether you believe me. What's a stranger doing here? Needed a decoy. Turns out he's the right size. A decoy? Wow, you gotta be quick on your feet to keep up with Kier. Yeah, I was impressed, though. I was gonna lose him for sure. No, stop. Explain. Not everyone can keep up with me. You know that's not what I meant. What do you mean a decoy? You know what a decoy is, right? I need one. You fit the profile. He's evading. Why? You needed a decoy to deceive some kind of authority. You needed a decoy and you're a thief. Yes, very smart. Was I a decoy for someone you were working with or someone you stole? Oh, damn. That's a quick one for sure. It sounds like I'm right. And what were you planning on doing with me when you were done? I was going to let you leave. It's such a blatant lie, my jaw drops. Does he really think I'll believe that? No way, you can't let him leave now that he can find his way here. Oh, so am I a prisoner now? Kier, what were you thinking? I was thinking you'd play the bad guy, Griff, and let me be the hero. Looks like you're not on today. What? I was thinking that someone who can run and dodge the authorities is an asset. He faces me as he says that. What? What? He did not just try to recruit me. Kier, you're insane. You can say that all you like, I'm right. We need him to stay quiet. I wasn't planning on involving the authorities. And why would I trust you when you say that? You've already proven you understand. Trust is a lot harder to earn here than topside. So we'll let him learn even more about us? That's about the shape of things. Once you're involved, you're the same type of criminal as the rest of us. And if I'm involved against my will? Yeah. The enforcement here is just so kind and understanding. I'm sure they'll take you for your word. More people, plain masked and curious, are gathering around. I don't know why you're being so hostile to me when I didn't ask for any of this. Because you don't understand. If we get caught stealing, we get killed. The only way we can even start to trust you is if you've also got a noose around your neck. And I didn't ask for any of this. Doesn't matter. Should we cuss him out? I want to cuss him out. I'm gonna cuss him out. You manipulative gutter slime. Hey! I was nothing to you, and you decided just for fun, I suppose, to destroy my life? Tell him what for exactly. Fuck that guy. You're fucking horrible. Griff seems keen to get me to shut up, but Kier's hand settles calmly on his shoulder. He knows he's earned this. I suppose I'm just some random insignificant stranger. What could my thoughts and feelings possibly have to do with anything? Well, if you need a noose around my neck, you have it. But don't think this means I'll ever be able to trust you. There's a moment of quiet. My heart is pounding. In my head, there's nothing but screaming. I'm so angry I can hardly breathe. Are you done? Like he's talking to a child, not an adult whose existence is irreparably changed for the worse. You're blackmailing me. Don't you fucking dare condescend to me, too. Kier doesn't answer. Finally. There's a quiet moment. Everyone around us seems to be coming to the same conclusion as me. I am cornered. I don't have a choice in this. I keep my voice as flat and neutral as possible. I just got here, but bro already sounds like he deserves it to me. He fucking does. He's garbage. But that's the whole point of this game. Everyone's garbage. And speaking of that, because everyone's garbage, there are lots of warnings up at the top pinned, so please read them and make sure that you can handle it. All right. I keep my voice as flat and neutral as possible. Not really, no. Then what do I do? You run a few jobs with us. Get that noose good and tight. And then, if you want to leave, you get yourself a new identity and you leave. You already put on a mask and picked a name once, right, Vesper? Right. Then you can do it again. You sure about this, though? Yeah. With Gups down here for the count, we need a new lookout. Vesper's got what it takes. I sure hope you don't think that counts as a compliment. When I compliment you, if that ever happens, you'll know. Good to know. And we're not using Eve because Eve is 12. Don't be stupid, Griff. Hold on, little girl's screaming to get out of here. Oh, you know what? I didn't take my meds today either. Hold on. Come to think of it, that very well be why my eyeballs twitching. Ow. Do you ever drink like too large a gulp of water and then it just like becomes a giant ball in your throat that fucking hurts? I just did that. Holy shit. Okay. Anyway, as we were, I'll do what you need and then I'm out. Hey, no need to make it sound like a prison sentence. Hold on. I had a huge burp and I had to mute for it. You have no idea. Am I not being held here against my will? Prisoners don't get paid. You will. What? We're pragmatic. No, we're not monsters. You do the work, you get paid. I'm gonna go hop off to chill, so I hope you have a good one, Kiba and Saki in chat. Okay, thank you for coming by. Hope you have a good time. Can we really afford... Yes, Griff. I've heard we're getting our favorite visitor in a few weeks. Or getting our favorite visitor in a few weeks. We'll all be getting paid. Hell yes. What do you mean paid? Caught your attention, have I? I think it's fair to know what my wages are going to be. The number Kier gives is not gobsmackingly high, but it's not low either. A few jobs can make for some comfortable living at the Leaping Bear for a long time. Then again, it won't solve my big problem. Good enough. I have a counter offer. The idea in my head is half formed, but I have to pursue it. Oh, are we negotiating? You're a thief. Yes, that's well established. Which means if I want something, instead of money, you could get it? Depends on the thing. Lunar Ecker. The crowd around us bursts into a flurry of whispers. Well, at least they know it's important. Kier's voice changes suddenly, the timbre low in a way I can't interpret. You need Icker. I do. For what? Why should I trust you enough to say? Rude. Blackmailer. There's a long pause. That's a lot of jobs you're going to have to work to earn something that pricey. Would I be able to make enough money to buy it? Not in your life, I don't think. Not with us, at least. Then working for you is my best shot at getting it. Griff suddenly pulls on Kier's cloak, and he leans in. There's whispering, and I am not nearly close enough to hear it. Then they separate, and Kier runs his hands over his mask, a gesture of pure exhaustion. Fine. The whispers rise intensely. You work with us, you get your Ecker. He holds out a gloved hand. We have a deal. I slowly reach out. He clasps my hand, and we shake it. Deal. I'm tempted for a second to think this was too easy, but in reality, it wasn't. Kier calls out to the crowd. Someone go out with him to get his things. Pardon? We can't have you sneaking in and out all the time. Too dangerous. We just finished moving here as well. So, I live here now? You'll get a room of your own. Eventually, a volunteer comes forward. Together we sneak out of the hidden community and return to the Leaping Bear. They refuse to talk to me and just follow me like a shadow into my room while I gather a few things I left there. Some clothes, the old knickknacks I've managed to acquire, my hygiene supplies. Wait. How did he follow us into our room if no one is allowed in our room except for us? Is Big Man about to kick our fucking ass? Then it's time to return the key. Hello. Oh, Vesper, good to see you. Ready to pay for more time? You're definitely the reliable sort, so I can offer a good rate. Not this time, sorry. I found somewhere else, a little closer to my goals. I dropped the key on the counter in front of her. Thank you, though. The Leaping Bear was becoming a bit of a new home for me. Bruna is quiet for a few seconds, then he drops her voice low, so low I can barely hear her. Do you need help? Is that shadow of yours... If that shadow of yours is unwelcome, Rufus can remove them. What? Oh. Oh no, things are fine. Rufus doesn't need to do anything. I'm fine. My new arrangements came as a surprise, but I did say yes to the offer. Never mind what kind of duress they put me under, I did agree. Good then. Never liked seeing my clientele go places they weren't interested in going. Thank you for staying with us. Bruna's voice is a little more formal than I'm used to. I suppose now that I'm leaving, I will likely never see her again. It's a little disappointing. I have no real bonds here at the marketplace, but I was getting used to the Leaping Bear. Goodbye. I leave my shadow close behind me. Eventually they take the lead, guiding me to yet another hidden passage. How many ways of sneaking in and out are there? As we enter the cavern again, someone is there waiting for us. Hey. My shadow answers quickly. Don't mind us, just here to polish some sunstones. Then I'm being led back into the tight network of pathways between closely built homes until we're stopped in the square again. Kier, I'm done being babysitter. I see Kier, or at least his mask, turn to face us. Already? You don't have to sound so annoyed. I didn't have many earthly possessions to start with. Getting them was easy. Good. We found room for you too. You'll be staying with me. I'm sorry, what? Kier brings home a stray. He gets to take care of it. A stray? Griff, Vesper is a person. Use his name. The way he says it, it sounds like this is a frequent topic of discussion. My home is small, but I get a lot of guests, so I keep a spare room. Then I suppose I should thank you for your hospitality. It would be nice. Maybe later. Kier suddenly stands next to me and pats my back, right between my shoulders. Let's get going. I've had a long-ass day and I need to take a break. Are you even going to be able to relax with a stranger in your home? No, but it's nice to pretend. We start walking. By the way, welcome to the mouse hole? Mouse hole? I was like, what the fuck am I reading? Welcome to Mouse Hole. What a name for this place. I guess that makes sense, because mice are thieves. The twisting paths between the buildings are a tangled mess, and there's no easy landmark to orient myself with. Further from the square, the homes and businesses, such as they are packed so tightly together that the blue-green glowworm light from above doesn't reach us. Instead, the warm, flickering light of lamps and lanterns fills the pathway. It's dim, but at this point, that's hardly a problem. My eyes are certainly used to the constant glow of the marketplace. Here we are. It's one home sandwiched tightly between two others, near indistinguishable from the rest. The only identifiable thing I notice are the closed shutters painted blue instead of simply sealed raw wood. Kier unlocks the door and holds it open for me. Come inside. I step in. It's small and cramped, as anyone would have guessed, but when Kier lights the lantern by the front door, I can see that it's a comfortably arranged space. None of the furniture matches, but all of it works in some odd kind of cluttered harmony. Aw, we should compliment his little makeshift house. You have a nice home? That was nearly a compliment. I suppose I'll take it. That's all I can give right now. At least I can say that I tried. There's a water closet behind that door. If you use any water up, you'll have to go get more. I can show you where after I get some sleep. Your room is there. The key is in the lock. That's the only key. Don't lose it. Compliment. It sure was an attempt at a compliment. We can say that much at least. Understood. If you buy and keep your own food, that's fine. Otherwise, you contribute to my budget and share what I get. Any other rules I ought to know? Don't be destructive. Don't make a racket while I'm sleeping. And if I leave, go around the neighborhood as much as you like. If you try to leave without an escort, expect the watch to notice and stop you. I'm going to have something to eat before bed. You hungry? I'm glad he can't see the surprise on my face. Are you sure? About letting you have a snack? About letting you have a snack? About keeping me here? Oh. Here's the thing, Vesper. I'm not too worried about you murdering me in my sleep. My door lock's the same as yours, and honestly, eternal rest isn't exactly something I'm dreading. He chuckles a little. If you decide to make yourself into a problem, we can find somewhere else to put you. Griff knows your pretty obscure tunnel that goes straight down if you're really unbearable. If it's all the same, I'd like to avoid that. It's easy enough to think of this as just another guest house. The Kira's no worse than Rufus, intimidating but ultimately harmless. He steps towards what I assume to be a cooking space. Oh, I keep burping. What the fuck? The counter is exceptionally cluttered, but he is able to find his goal with ease. A shallow wood bowl. Here. He takes a handful of whatever it is from the bowl and then holds it out to me. This is deadly poison. Eat up. A closer look tells me that it's actually an assortment of dried fruits. We haven't eaten, so we haven't eaten at all today. So we probably should. But also I don't trust this guy. But also, why would he have gone through all that trouble to get our stuff just to kill us? So, no harm in getting a snack. I take a few and Kier puts the bowl away again. He doesn't reveal his mouth as he nibbles, instead threading the fruit under his mask. I'm doing the same. Well, get yourself some rest. Don't murder me in my sleep. I'll resist the temptation as best I can. Kier departs suddenly, taking himself and his handful of dried fruits into his bedroom. I hear the lock click decisively, and I'm suddenly alone again. Free to indulge my curiosity privately, I do a quick tour of this front room. Kier certainly made an effort to make this a livable space, but that seems to be as far as his efforts have gone. Not much for entertainment here, is there? Maybe he doesn't have friends much. Or maybe he doesn't have friends over much. I continue nibbling. The sticky sweet tart taste coats the back of my tongue. My search is quick. In the end, I have to be with so little to look at. I slip into the dark guest bedroom as though I am an intruder. For a moment, I feel like I am. It has the same cozy but spare feel of the main room, not a space I could call my own. Door locked, I give myself permission to relax. Kier could very well have a second key to this room, or choose to break or bypass the lock in some way, but there is little use worrying about it. I'm already so keyed up from the stress that adding the possibility of being murdered into my sleep would make resting impossible. I don't know, between you and me, I would shove a chair underneath the doorknob. What have I gotten myself into? I've been recruited into a gang of thieves against my will. A gang that likely steals to survive, but there's one thing that leaves me deeply uncomfortable. If I was a decoy for something Kier stole, that means Kier was stealing a person. Could I live with myself helping to steal people? There must be a good reason. There is no good reason. Okay, but what if he's actually a vigilante and he's freeing slaves? Wouldn't that be sick? But I doubt that that's the reason he's here. Let's go. There must be a good reason. It feels desperate. It feels like trying to find the silver lining in a hurricane. But I need, for my own sanity, to believe whatever Kier is doing is for the best. I swallow hard, trying to chase these thoughts away. I'm not going to sleep at all, am I? I follow the motions of getting ready for bed. I even take off my mask, though I am careful to lie down with my back to the door. And after some hours of trying to find a comfortable position, I must have fallen asleep, because Kier wakes me up with the sharp knocks at the door. In the days that follow, I get used to the peace of life in Mouse Hole. I am, as promised, left to my own devices for the most part. I can sense people getting tense when I drift towards any of the myriad exits, but I'm not about to test my luck with an ill-considered escape attempt. Kier, it seems, is a popular one. He's constantly being called this way or that, attending to roof repairs or settling quarrels, but that is only when I see him, which is quite rare. We are quite often ships that pass in the night. In my first days, I was largely ignored. None of the regular residents wanted to interact with me. I have to admit, it nearly drove me mad. But once I proved to their satisfaction that I am no deranged maniac, the people seemed keen on get an additional sense of hands in their work. I chopped vegetables and hauled water and watched babies and held a lot of ladders in place. It's not hard work, but it conquers my boredom and gives me a chance to make small talk. Vesper, I need a hand. On it. Shale, one of the friendliest people in Mousehole, is stacking crates near an exit passage. Not sure how much I can help. I don't think my reach is longer than yours. I just need a little more support so I can... They do a short hop and shove the crate into place. If you got the time, I could use a hand a little longer. My schedule is packed, but I can skip on a social arrangement or two to help. Shale's chuckle is gratifying. Very funny. But aren't you going to the strategy meeting soon? Strategy meeting? You're running lookout, aren't you? I believe that was the arrangement, but this is the first I'm hearing about a... Hey, Vesper, we gotta talk strats. Speak of the devil. Looks like I'm doing this on my own. Wouldn't want you to skip out on that social engagement. Thank you, Shale. Maybe there will be some barrels we can roll around later to make up for this. I think there's an empty one around here somewhere. The kids took it to roll each other in. That I would love to see. Are you ignoring me, Vesper? Not in the slightest. You know how much I love talking with you. Bye, Shale. Bye. I make my way towards Kier. I'm a little more comfortable following him through the narrow, winding paths of Mouthhole now. What were you doing there? Trying to give Shale a hand? Makes sense. Shale's always finding good tasks to get the kids involved in community work. You're probably right, but I resent that remark. Anyway, get moving. Everyone's waiting on you. You say that like I deliberately derailed. This is the first I'm hearing about a meeting. Then we'll need to fix your communication, too. Hey, waiting for me to ask, when are you holding a secret meeting I don't even know is a possibility, is not reasonable. Yeah, get moving. We duck into one of the buildings on the square. Kier has to duck particularly low to the door frame, is unusually short, and he is a fairly tall man. Hey, Kier. Finally found him. I wasn't hiding. Found him just fine, thanks. I wasn't hiding. I take a seat at a table with several other individuals. The room is extremely dark, even for an underground room, but I think I can see hints of this being a pub or a bar of some kind. Real quick, Vesper, these are Lave and Hollow. You already know Griff. Terrible seeing you again, Vesper. Likewise. One of the other two gives me a slow, casual wave. Laverina, call me Lav. My girl is Hollow. The other one, Hollow, gives me a near impeccable nod. She leaned close to Lave. Not the talkable sorts of couple, huh? Okay, Griff, what's the brief? We've got a commission. Fuck off. Kier's already approved it. Don't worry. It's fine, Lave. Griff gave me the full rundown of the client. We've got a commission to retrieve an auctioneer of a few choice pieces. Absolutely fucking not. Not the auction. I'm not crazy. The auctioneer. That means crossing the ruby walls. The what? You've done that half a dozen times. And nearly died each time. We're not dead yet. Not you, too, Kier. You're supposed to be sensible. I am being sensible. This is a huge potential payoff, and we have an in. Let's just keep... I'm not going to interrupt. They're doing whatever. I'm not interrupting. You carry on. I don't fully understand, but I'm not about to interrupt this discussion without good reason. Fine. We'll do the extremely dangerous job behind the ruby walls. That's the spirit. So we cross the walls, easy, and all we know is their auctioneer's house is. Our inn is the new building being done in the curb next door. It's an easy climb, but from there the balcony, which doesn't have a lock. You and Halo are going to go find the lift pieces we're after. Kier and me are going to be defense and distraction. And Vesper will try to live up to Gup's example. Not a terrible plan. Oh, you wanted to interrupt? I was afraid that was going to start some shit, and it'd be 4 against 1. I didn't want this smoke. Nope. Oh, Halo spoke. Not a good plan either. Halo's voice is so ghostly, I'm not entirely sure I heard it. Oh, I gotta make it later. Okay. Obviously, it sounds dumb without the important details. Griff draws a map on the table with a stick of chalk and carefully walks us. Halo smoke. Through each step. For the most part, I understand. My role is, if nothing else, comically easy. Stand by, signal if there's other people around. Oh, keep burping, please. This lasagna is trying to kill me. Okay, you with us, Vesper? I don't have much of a choice in that, do I? He's asking if you understand. Almost everything. Almost. I've gleaned that the auctioneer's home is on the level above a pleasure parlor, something you did not explain, but I don't know what the ruby walls are. How do you not know that? I've been under the mountain less than a month, and you're locals, that's how. Fine. The ruby walls are a series of walls that have a vein of raw rubies in them, in the main market cavern. There's gates that theoretically anyone can go through. But in practice, it's a space for the rich and beautiful? Exactly. And it's heavily guarded beyond the walls, hence the danger. Yup. Now I understand. And in the future, you'll speak up immediately if there's something you don't know. Alright? Fine. Listen, you guys are intimidating. I didn't want to interrupt your strategic plans and was waiting till questions after, like normal speeches. Okay? Sorry. That's general etiquette. You're always telling me not to talk and now this. See? I'm serious. I'm not risking my own neck to save you if you're in a stupid situation. You get in trouble, you're on your own. So I'm an acceptable loss? Exactly. Let's get ready to go. The 4 of them stand up. I follow their lead, my cloak just barely fine enough to be worn beyond the ruby walls, but the other 4 take the chance to fancy themselves up. God, back in these awful things. Kier holds up a heavy, rich embroidered cloak. Imagining him in it is comical. Pfft. Laughing at me, Vesper? Yes. Huh. And you, Lave? She shrugs. He's right. You look stupid in that. It doesn't match. It really doesn't. I keep telling you, buddy, they're made of iron, not silver. You're made of iron, not silver. Griff's already in his disguise. Like you're one to talk, or like you're one to talk. You look like a child going through daddy's closet. Griff's short stature and casual posture leaning into Kier is completely at odds with his jeweled hood and satin cape. I'm really sad they didn't make like a new sprite for him for this stupid outfit. Knowing what he's like honestly makes it even funnier. You look like you robbed Santine without a lantern. You know what? Fuck it. Should we join in and just keep picking on him? Because you know what? He's a dick, and I think he deserves to be picked on mercilessly. I'm going to keep picking on him. You look like a throw pillow? Fuck the jewelry box. Oh my god. Lave bursts into laughter, mostly at Halo's response, I assume. Vesper. Oh no. Kier reaches over, takes hold of my shoulder, and holds... Hello? Oh. There we go. Kier reaches over, takes hold of my shoulder, and holds tight as he curls into himself, choking on laughter. Laugh it up. After a second, Griffs looks at me. It wasn't that funny. You just surprised them with vulgarity. Kier pops up, a smile in his voice. No, it was a bit funny. You really put it over the top, Halo. Oh no, Thanks, Halo. The laughter dies away a little, though the mood has definitely been lifted. Things settle down again. I don't know why I put up with you. Kier pats his shoulder firmly. Neither do I. There's some more scattered laughs as the atmosphere of the room slowly turns more serious. Halo and Lave are checking each other's disguises, ensuring their weapons are not visible to passers-by. Kier is checking over his own knife carefully. It's beautiful and likely quite old, unlike the rest of his daily wear. Should I be alarmed? It's not a good idea, obviously. I am a rank novice and would be far more likely to be stabbed with my own knife than use it properly to defend myself. Still, I cannot help but feel a twinge of fear. A knife won't make me feel less frightened. But it's hard to convince myself of that fact. The rest of the preparations happen Sorry, I keep burping. In anticipatory silence. Ready? Then let's move. We walk in a loose group to yet another exit. I have yet to fully count the ways in and out of Mouse Hole, but there must be at least half a dozen. It's another narrow passage that leads to the back room of a shop. From there, we can exit through the storefront and step into the busy walkways of the marketplace. Look alive. In any other circumstances, we would be a deeply strange group, a gang of well-dressed strangers walking together but not talking. But this is hardly the strangest sight in the marketplace. There is a bird masked contortionist performing in a tiny cage, and a pair of drunkards fighting in one of the crossroads we walk through. Things are lively as ever. We pass the church on our way to the most central caravans. Was it only a few days ago I was standing there looking for some clue to start me on my hunt? As we enter the largest cavern, the heart of the marketplace where I started my journey, we walk close together. All right, you know the drill. Oh God, it is zooming in. The background's zooming in, and for a hot second, I thought my vision was fucking up. And I was like, whoa, what is going on? All right, you know the drill. Split up. We meet across from the Pearl Choker. Vesper, you're with me. Lave and Halo are gone in a second, melted into the crowd. Griff glances back at Kier for a second before doing the same. Don't trust me not to run off? Not in the slightest. Plus, you're new to this. I might be able to give you some pointers. What makes you think I'm new at this? You're paying a lot of attention to small details, the kind that are easy to ignore when you're used to this kind of work. Fair enough. I've never planned a theft before. I've never worked in an organized group to steal before. I mean, both are true. Never planned a theft before. Believe it or not, my surface life had very little thievery in it. You know, I think I can believe it. But I said it before, you're quick. As long as you're not about to get high and mighty about stealing, you'll do fine. Depends what the auctioneer is like. She's someone who would sell literally anything if it means getting a cut. And what will we do with our finds? Sell it to a different asshole who'd do anything for a cut? I think you'll like him, though. He's got a tongue as quick as yours. Is that all you think I am? Maybe if you talked less, I'd understand you more. Not a chance. Worth a try. And here are the walls. Take them in. My first impression is that they are nothing special. Stone walls about twice as tall as the average person, smooth enough to be nearly impossible to climb barehanded. And then I notice the flickering lights. The rubies on the stone have been dug around and polished where they sit, so they catch the light. They glimmer like candles, but the color is richer and redder than any fire. There are hundreds, possibly thousands of them. It's subtle and beautiful. And here's our gate. Brace yourself. Kier seems to set his shoulders and march forward, leaving me to hurry and catch up with him. Beyond the ruby walls, things are still busy, and it's not as though there's anything to muffle the sound of the rest of the marketplace. But there is still a noticeable change. The rest of the marketplace has people hawking their wares, shouting at potential buyers, and cajoling them to buy. Here, the people standing in front of the businesses don't shout. They offer samples or display their wares, pose at and flirt with passerby, but there's no shouting. I suppose if you have a business here, you don't need to shout to get attention. It really is different. There's nothing in this world like the jewel box. It might have been said in admiration, except Kier's voice is oozing with bitter disdain. Kier and I walk side by side, taking a few turns to avoid a direct path to the pearl choker. He stops to look at perfume bottles and little ivory set. Sorry, I clicked it too soon. I pause near a window blazing at the light. A lantern shop. You know the plan. I know the plan. You know where to hide. I know where to hide if you foul up everything. But you won't, will you? From your lips to the moon. Don't make me run again. Or what? Or I'll be very cross. Be still my beating heart, anything but that. Wish him well? Fuck him! I'm gonna focus. I let myself fall silent. Kier's glances over at me. Maybe he was worried I'd vanished when he couldn't hear me. I smile a little at my own private joke, then bring my thoughts back to the task at hand. We're getting close to the pearl choker now. Time to get to work. At the pearl choker, Kier splits away from me to enter through the front door. I slip between the pleasure parlor and the neighboring gambling hall. Both businesses are high class, with beautiful fronts and charming staff, and I swear I can hear a live band from one of them. But it doesn't matter how pretty the buildings are, the alleyways are the same. There's a vague sense of grime and hostility. I'm definitely not breaking any rules, but I'm also certainly not welcome here. If things have gone to plan, Laven Hollow broke into the apartment above the Pearl Choker by climbing the new attachment to the gambling house and jumping the gap. Griff and Kier are going up through the inside using a staff passage, and I am keeping watch, signaling whether the alleyway is clear or not through a simple set of gestures. Holding one arm, there are people in the alley. Holding both, there are guards staffed in the alley. Arms relaxed, no one but me here. It is not complicated, but I do have to keep an eye on both ends of the alley and signal consistently. Ideally, all four of them will jump the gap and climb down the gambling hall's addition. We'll separate to reunite in the mouse hole. If we need to run, I even have the turns I'll need to take in the crossroads memorized. Straight through the first crossroad, left and then left again, right, and if I won't be seen, I go into and hide in the butcher's shop. It's written on my arm. Activate hints. It's buried into my memory. No hints. Oh, I need hints. I'm gonna fuck this up. At least I have a plan. I lean against the gambling hall wall. This is one made of stone, beautifully cut and polished and scratched with all sorts of graffiti. People never change. Always marking that someone had been here, that Agatha has great tits, that Darwin fucked his mate. Delightful. I'm alone in the alley. I drop my arms and wait. My stomach churns with discomfort. I feel cool neutrality. My body buzzes with excitement. I think let's be level-headed. Let's do this right. We're gonna be level-headed. I don't enjoy this life, but I'm not upset to be here. Would I choose to be here of my own accord? Probably not. But to get lunar ichor, I'll do anything. At least this is something I can tolerate. But for the moment, I have to put those feelings away. For a short while longer, I am completely alone. Then a stranger wobbles along into the alley towards me. Hey. Mind if I smoke? Not at all. Want any? She holds out a little pouch of herbs I recognize in the sight. Sweetgrass. I've had it plenty of times before back on the surface. You smoke it with others to build bonds. And loose herbs like this, it softens the hard edges of stress. Not enough to aidle the mind in any way, just enough to make connection easier. Ah, shoot. Hold one arm, there's someone, right? Hold one arm, there's someone in there. I let my arm rest against my torso and grip my elbow firmly. Sweetgrass, right? You know it. Every teen learns to grow it from where I'm from. Lucky you. I've only found the stuff down here. Let's not. We'll decline. Because we don't know what else is in it, right? Because this place is like crazy, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's a kind offer, but I have to say no. Fair enough. More for me. She rolls her tab with quick, clever fingers. Even if she's new to the practice, she's gotten good at it. She strikes a match. I can smell the faint sweetness of the smoke. I keep turning my gaze to either end of the alley, still focused on my mission. What are you here for? I mean, we can answer. Buying. What you buying? Nothing, as of yet. And you? Heard there was a fortune won in the gambling halls here every hour. Thought I'd try my luck. And how has your luck fared? I'm about to get a big win. I can feel it. Not well, then. May the lunar gods smile on you. Oh, you're a loony? There's a few people milling near the alleyway entrance. I can tell what sort of people they are. Most people here are. Well, most people here are. A lunar blessing felt appropriate. It's so strange, though. The solar god makes everything perfect. The lunar god ruins everything. And then the people here worship the moon? I was never one for theology myself. Whatever. One of the people at the end of the alleyway starts coming in. Big, confident posture. At first I can't tell if they're armed. Then I see the blade. Hold both arms. They get closer. Hello? Any reason you're loitering back here? Oh, I didn't realize we were loitering. We were just having a break. Yeah, we were just sharing some sweetgrass. Want any? She rummages through her bag, but the stranger cuts her off. No. They point at me. I didn't see you in the hall earlier. I wasn't in the gambling hall. Then where have you been? Here? Proof? Well, I've been here with him for a while now. Mind if I ask a few questions? Go ahead. Definitely some kind of security force. Did you come here alone? Come where? This alley? To the jewel box. Well, if he saw us with Kier, then he would know we're lying. So I came with a friend. Oh no, I came with a friend, but he wanted to do certain things, and I didn't feel like joining him. You know how it is. Their posture betrays nothing. Then I see my new friend here was Sweetgrass, and she offered to share some. That's what happened? Yeah. Put that out and go back in. I'm not done yet. I'm talking to this one alone. It doesn't sound like they're going to brook any argument. You have a win waiting for you, right? Yeah, good talking with you. Likewise. She leaves and I'm left alone with this member of the security force. I'll remain holding both arms. Is there a problem then? Routine check. Do people not stand around in alleyways in the jewel box? Not unless they're looking for trouble. I'm just looking for some quiet. I'm just looking for a little bit of quiet with another person. Better one than hundreds, I would say. The stranger doesn't look amused. Why are you here? In the jewel box or in general? The marketplace. Buying. And you had time to wander around. Turns out not everything is for sale all of the time. I'm waiting for a shipment to come in. That should be enough truth to convince them. And what have you been doing while you wait? I think if I say minding my own business, they're going to get pissed. So seeing everything the marketplace has to offer. Oh, I've been everywhere. Even if I'm not buying, it's incredible to see everything there is to offer. The staff at the Leaping Bear have been very good at advising me where to go. No answer, but that's better than a bad one. Open up your cloak. What? I need to check you for dangerous objects. I don't think I had a knife, right? Good thing I didn't take that knife. I open my cloak and put up with the security officer examining me with almost intimate closeness by lantern light. It's uncomfortable, but there's only so much I can do. I did consent to this, technically. As you can see, I'm just an ordinary traveler. I agree that you're not carrying any weapons. You're free to go. Sorry? You can leave now. My first instinct is to tell him that I want to stay here, but that's not going to go over well. I'm waiting for someone here. Then wait in the tea parlor across the road to clear out. I'd rather not. They stare at me. I suppose they're trying to parse exactly what I'm thinking. You've been cooperative, so I'm going to extend the same courtesy to you. Once. Get out of here now before I have to take you in for suspicious behavior. I freeze. I can't leave, but staying is no longer an option. I'm almost grateful that it is the moment someone chooses to leap from the balcony above and land on the addition in the gambling house. It's Kier. He lands, and before a security officer can say a word, a knife flies past my head and stops in the officer's gut. They fall, gasping. We're compromised. Run. Oh, we're compromised. Run. I don't even stop to think. I just move. No one's raised an alarm yet as I sprint from the alley. But me sprinting away from the gambling hall at full tilt is inherently suspicious. Other security officers start pursuing me. I reach my first crossroad within seconds. I sprint straight through the crossroad, plunging through a cluster of people, listening to a musician on one corner. I could swear my pursuers are getting closer. Another crossroad. Left, he said I should turn left. I can feel the ache of exertion settling into my muscles. It's timed and I'm panic. But I'm close to safe yet. I'm not slowing, but the security officers chasing me seem to be getting faster. I nearly collide with some random passerby. I should turn left again. Okay. My legs and lungs are burning. This is even worse than when Kier abducted me, then I could just follow him. Stop him! The general apathy of the crowd around me means no one will help me, but no one seems keen to help security either. Bless the moon. Even so, one of the pursuers is getting dangerously close. Gotta shake them. Slip through a group of people. It's easy to find a crowd. There's some kind of performance or showcase happening in a storefront, and where there's a show, there's an audience. I try to slip through the crowd, but the people will not be moved. They may fear I'm a pickpocket or some other kind of crook. It slowed me down, and the security forces have the strength and authority to shove people aside. One of the security officers catches up to me. Well, shit, I fucked up. They grab my arm, tight enough to bruise, throwing me to the ground. The stone cavern floor does nothing to cushion my fall, leaving me winded and painting. I'm pinned to the ground by multiple people. Get off! No one around is going to interfere with the execution like this. This is just what thieves get. Help! Anyone! The security officers are efficient, if nothing else. For a second, I don't feel anything at all. I hear something splatter on the stone below me. There's a feeling of ice in my belly, followed by red-hot agony. Above all, for a second, I feel overwhelmingly nauseated. I vomit my guts out, if they haven't already been spilled out on the ground. My hearing goes distant and fuzzy. I can recognize the sounds of screaming. Everything gets distant and hazy. I'm in pain and it burns my vision and muffles my hearing and deadens all other sensations. People leave a wide berth as they walk around me, going on with their lives as mine ends. Oh, we got a bad end. You were caught in the chase. Why is it so slow? To be continued. Nice. All right, so we got a bad end and died, but that was a good demo. Obviously, we could choose other things and see what other things could happen, but I think that that's a good place to end. And maybe you guys can play the game and see if you survive when I didn't. But that was I panicked really bad doing that. It was hard. I think this game is really good. I really like the music. I really like the art. The story is really fun. But I saw one comment on Steam where this person ripped this game apart, and I think that it's not it doesn't deserve to be ripped apart like that at all. But anyway, so check out Obscura. They are on Steam. Hey Ray, welcome. We just finished playing the demo for Obscura. I fucked up, I died, but hopefully maybe one of you guys can do better than I did. Goodbye. And unfortunately, I did a lot today, so I'm gonna have a short stream today just because I'm so tired. We only streamed for roughly 2 hours today, but here, I'm gonna go back to the main screen. But I am leaps. I'm probably gonna go back to like brain rotting Silk Song for a little while, and then I'm gonna pass the fuck out. Let's see whomst we will raid. Give me a second. Who is on? Lots of people, I am sure. Let's see, live channel, oh no, wait, following, there we go, live. Who do we got? I'm trying to find someone we haven't ever raided before or haven't raided in a really long time. Oh, hold on. Gianna's on, and we are almost never on at the same time, so I want to raid Gianna. They're a really great person. They're playing ZZZ, so if you like the Hoyoverse, that's what they're doing. And I'll see you guys next week. I'm not sure what we're doing next week. I feel like I had something planned next week, but I don't know what. But anyway, I'll see you next week. And if you guys aren't a part of the newsletter, please join the newsletter. You can see all of the things that I'm doing because I do more than streaming. I upload multiple different types of content and soon to be even more than that. So if you want to keep track of everything that I'm doing, please check out my newsletter. And I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Stay haunted.